Welcome back to the Third Wheel Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Shaps.
And I am Caleb. Why are you so awkward? Did 1,000 subs really knock you off?
Okay.
You know?
I was gonna be like humble and whatever about it, but he just really, really excited. You just really want to get into it.
I don't want to brag, but we're almost at 2,000.
Okay. Yeah.
By the time this airs, we will be either close to 2,000 or maybe a little bit past it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I guess I said that backwards. We'll either be past 2,000 or right below it. So we're doing good. We're doing really amazing to it. So I don't know.
And still, it looks like we're filming in a bunker somewhere.
I know. But at least we have a good camera this time. I was looking back at some of our old shorts, and I was like, oh, my gosh. When I was using my phone,
Right.
It looked terrible. But it's really cool that, we've upped the production quality a lot. So I wish you brought this around more when we were shooting. That would have been,
I was making money off it before.
yeah, you're right. Now he's making nothing because it's funding this show.
Oh, no, he paid me enough. I'm just, I retired now. I'm on my island.
Well, good news. First, we're going to talk about the Nikocado, something like that.
I just say Nick Avocado.
Okay, Nico Avocado. Sure. We're going to talk about that today. But the other good news is that Shaps finally finished Harry Potter,
Yeah.
book 6. Now,
right.
we'll go to more about the backstory behind what took him so long.
Okay, we will? All right.
Yeah, there's a whole story there that we have to get to.
Okay.
Not really, but I'll just, a couple of sentences.
Yeah.
But anyway, so today, Nico Avocado, crazy update literally today as we're shooting, because I had prepared another sob story where I was like, but God, he's so sad and this is pathetic. But like, not I don't dog on him too much because one, it's not like I'm the skinniest guy in the world. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm the picture of health here where I'm like, look at that fatty over there. Ha ha. And I'm sipping my sweet tea from. But I still felt very sad about like his choice of content and his like the choices he was making for his lifestyle and stuff like that. Because like me, like I go up and down on my weight, and like when I don't like where I'm at, I start eating better, and I start going down in weight as well. But he was stuck in this like vicious cycle where he was getting bigger for views. Like that was his whole thing, was being fat. And, I'm not super familiar with all his videos, but I watched a couple of the reaction tubers that would talk about him. And unless you saw something different, Shaps, like he just always looked miserable when he was doing his mukbangs and when he was collaborating with other mukbangers and making videos. Like what? I don't know. How familiar are you with him?
I mean, I guess I've kept up with him. I haven't never been like a fan or anything, but I've kept up with the story. And most people assume that like 90% of it was fake.
Right.
It was put on with like a little bit of misery, but like whenever he did like his breakdown videos, it never was like 100%. It was always like a little bit of truth with a lot of overreaction. Not to downplay the conditioning. I'm saying I think he put that, like he orchestrated it,
The sad part.
Yeah, like I think that was his character he was playing. And you're about to go into the reveal. But I'm talking about way before this reveal.
Yeah.
A lot of people already thought he was playing a character. Now, like again, a lot of it's real, and the stuff he was breaking down about, that's not funny. That's real stuff. I'm just saying him personally. Most people knew, I would say, that it was a character. So
Yeah.
I never really like got super attached to it. It was sad, and then I think Meat Canyon made a pretty good video about it, and then he actually did some commentary on it. And it was a vicious cycle of basically, and I think this part's real. I think the cycle of, well, he has to keep eating bad because if he doesn't, people will stop watching him, and then he'll lose pretty much everything. So I'm like, that part was definitely real.
Yeah.
But I think he was definitely like a lot of it. He knew what he was doing for the camera, but yeah, that's the extent. I know he was very successful, like violinist before, and he was very big on, I don't know if it was health or just being skinny. Like he was actually a really skinny person before.
Yeah.
And was really big on like health stuff, or just like, I think he was a vegetarian or something. So like, I don't know if he was ever healthy, but he always like looked skinny. And again, that's what he was like known for. And then like, I don't know where the mukbang really started, and it just kind of spiraled.
Yeah, because
He was already famous before, like, and not like famous,
Yeah,
but he was
he got
already
famous when he was huge. I thought when Moist Critical did his video on him, I think is when he got really big. But yeah, I literally meant big as in weight. I didn't mean for there to be a pun.
Right.
But I kind of wish I was more familiar with his videos, not because I'm really interested in watching him eat food and stuff his face, but I want to know. 'Cause I'm watching the most recent video before the reveal was very sad, and he's crying and he's like miserable and he's like, I hate my life, I hate everything. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's titled. It's called "Bye," where it's the girl playing the ukulele's high.
Right.
He's saying bye. I thought that was pretty clever, but I watched the whole thing in preparation for this, and I wish I had a good frame of reference for like, okay, this part's a performance because he does this for all his videos. But then I'm seeing real tears, or at least what seem to be real tears. I'm like, okay, I can't tell if this is also part of the act or if it's not. I don't know because I'm not used to his videos. I've seen a couple of his shorts, but most of them are him just like flapping his stomach and going to the microwave and putting in a burrito. And then, doing that. But I'm not used to his video, so I can't say like, okay, this is a genuine video. It seems genuine. If I was sitting there filming it, you know that meme where Wesley Snipes is holding the camera and he's like crying?
Right.
Like if I was his film guy while he's eating and crying, I'd be sitting here, like crying, watching him do it. But so did you watch Bye, or did you watch some summary videos on it, anything like that, or did you just...
At the time, I was watching commentary videos, and like, again, this is through the years. Like it's been a long, long time. I think 4 years. In an internet time, that's forever. So it's like, I don't think at first, I guess I quote unquote fell for it, but by no means am I trying to say like he's fake or anything. Like I think generally he got a lot of what he wanted. Especially about what we're about to talk about, like a lot of it was planned.
The big weight loss, though, I don't think was.
It had to have been.
Not recently, because he's been doing the fat guy act for what, 8 years, and he only just started losing weight the last 2, right?
I mean, did you watch the video of when he was skinny?
No, I just watched some commentary. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you watched that video.
Yeah.
Okay, well then we'll just have to get to that at some point then. So I watched his video titled "Bye," and it seemed like a very genuine look back on what he's doing and how it's ruined his life. He's sitting there waiting on his pizza to be delivered, and he's doing his normal shtick where he's talking like he's holding his nose, and he's and then he's talking like. He's like, I wish I never started YouTube. I wish I never went down this path.
Yeah.
I hate my friends. I hate my life. I hate my husband. He hates every aspect of his life. And he says like, I chose this route. And he says, I know how to fix it. I'm just too scared to start it. Yeah. And what he means by fix it, because at first it sounded very vague and sinister. Like I know how to fix it. But he says, I think he's alluding to if I lose weight, that'll fix everything. But he said, I'm scared to do it. And he's scared to do it because, like you said, the people that watch him for the food eating would leave. And that's a scary thing because it's like, now he does have something he wants to fall back on, like violin and stuff like that, and concerts and living in other countries. But it's a scary leap to take because what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
But he also mentions he's made no money off of these videos. He's posting all these mukbangs and all this other stuff. And in 2019, when he made the most money, things were great. But he says as the years went on, like less and less people were watching. His videos were not getting monetized. Like only one of his channels is monetized, and it's like the 4th channel, not the first 3.
Right.
The other 3 are non-monetized. And then he's saying like, "What? It's not like I can quit YouTube and go get another job because like what company would hire me because of all the controversy, all the stuff I've said online that's gotten me in trouble." It's like what company would put me as in their PR team or even at the front desk? Like who would do that? Because all the controversy I carry. And he says when I was younger and doing violin, people would come up for autographs. People would come up to take pictures of me. He's like, now people came to take pictures of me. He's like, some of them would be nice, but other ones are doing it for the novelty of like, look at this big fat dude that eats a lot of food on camera. You know what I mean? So that's for a part where I'm like, it seems genuine, but come to find out, these videos were shot years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so
he didn't just like do it throughout the year. Like he probably binged those videos for like weeks
every day,
and weeks and weeks and weeks,
just every day,
and then just stockpiled, and then like immediately went on this journey because he lost over 200 pounds in 2 years. Like
250, something like that.
Crazy.
So those are the videos I was watching. He does one where he's like, so like I think it was a month ago he posted bye, and they're tears, and he's like, I wish I never started YouTube because now I'm stuck and I'm too afraid to make a difference. You know what I mean?
That was a month ago.
Yeah, it was very recent. So or month, 5, 6 weeks, something like that. It was very, and he's still the weight, and it's like and he's and like I said, I don't have any other videos of his to go off of where it's like I don't know what part's an act and what part's real, but I was like, this is sad. And there's a point where the pizza gets there and he does it like normal, and he takes a bite of the pizza, and as he takes a bite, you see it in his eyes, the realization, like, I hate this, like I hate what I'm doing. I mean,
I could be very wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was entirely acted.
Sure, and that's one. Because
he's, because he's been around for so long, there are countless videos that were just like that, and I think now he's proven more than ever that he's actually a really talented actor.
Sure.
Again, I want to keep saying, I'm not saying all of it was fake. I'm sure some of it was genuine. It had to come from somewhere. It had to come from a real place for him to portray it. I think a lot of it was planned out and orchestrated. Because like for him to post that video so close to the most recent video, you know, like
that's fair.
That's definitely not by mistake. You know, I think he wanted to get like, I'm not saying the video itself was completely fake. I'm just saying the placing of it. He wanted to get people's emotions riled up, you know, like, oh my gosh, like there's no hope for Nick, you know, like, and then to post this video, like out of the blue, like it just, again, he was planning out the impact of it. Really, I'm giving him a compliment.
Sure.
Like it's very smart what he did.
Yeah.
And then like in the video, he's basically saying like, it was the greatest.
Before we get to that, let's address what video are you talking about? We haven't even established that. I'm talking about how sad his other stuff was. What video are you talking about? What did he just do?
When he revealed that, well, we already said that he lost 200 pounds.
Sure, but like let's just put it out like in the open. Let's kind of summarize the situation that we're reacting to right now.
It's really simple.
Yeah,
I mean, he just
today, right? Was it today or yesterday?
I think it was today.
Today, yeah. What did he do today? For our audience, who
he revealed he lost 200 pounds.
Well, how did he just posted a video? What was it titled?
I don't remember.
Okay, he just posted a video and he's tiny.
Yeah,
like he looks just like he did 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's insane. And he still did a mukbang in that video or no?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And he's like, so how much weight did he lose?
200.
Yeah,
pounds.
250 something pounds, right? Yeah. And big rug pull, because I'm watching all these videos. I'm like, this is sad. Like I can't believe like you know, like the realization of like. He threw his life away because he says in there, I wasted the best years of my life, like all this stuff, you know what I mean? And so, like you said, we're all feeling sad for him. And then he just posts this reveal video. He looks like how I did in high school. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm back to normal. And then now go ahead. He calls it a what?
The greatest social experiment ever.
I would agree, but I just.
And then he said, in order to become, well, he's basically said that something about like what makes the best villain is that I became one or something. Like it's very, very put on, you know, what he's doing, and he's monologuing. So that part's a little fake too, but it's also like, again, he's always been this way. Yeah. Even like the beefs that he's had in the past usually were like over exaggerated or fake, and then he would make fun of the beefs he had. Like it's his whole channel is like that. So no, I never really fell for it, because he basically admitted in some cases, you know, like it was being put on. He's admitting it now that it was put on, and it does not take away the amazing feat. I think, again, he's a terrific planner, actor. I'm by no ways like criticizing him. I think he pulled one out, you know, like on everyone. It's not a traditional weight loss journey. Not at all. Like he could have monetized that. Oh yeah. He could have been like, I'm starting the weight loss, and you know, TLC'd it, you know, like, and every week he's like, I can't do this. Like, I don't think he had that mindset at all. I think he knew he could do it from the very beginning. He had to. And he planned, like, you can't stop halfway. you have to go the whole way. Like if you stop halfway, the bit's gone.
Yeah.
The joke's gone. Like you're half capacity and you have to reveal to the audience, oh yeah, 2 years ago, like I felt all this. Like you can't do that. You have to go all the way. So I think he fully committed from the very beginning. And I'm sorry, how do you get that much motivation when you're in the state that he claimed he was in that video by, how do you have that just raw energy, that determination to lose all that weight if you're in a state where everything is gone? He didn't claim that at least right now, that anyone came into his life. He didn't claim that, something big happened. It was like all of it was planned, So
his video, he claims the whole thing, he was never truly deep down a fat person. This was all for a bit.
It's weird. He's kind of doing a bit in the video. You just have to read between the lines, essentially. You always have to read in between the lines from him. So yeah, basically,
he's not. He didn't wear a fat suit, but mentally he wore a fat suit.
I guess so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm not. Again, I do not want to say all of it's fake. I'm pretty sure there were times, like 100%, there were times where he actually was like, "What am I doing with my life?" Basically, and I do believe that the moments where he believed like he was doing all of this because he had to were real. I do believe that was real. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if he ever truly lost it all, or maybe he did a long time ago, and then he just was like, had this great idea. He was like, what if I just really, throw everyone off? Like, we don't know. I mean, we don't know what he's going to do. Did he film all of this stuff? Like, did he make videos that he's about to release? Is he just going to leave that in the wild? Like, who knows?
I guess the best way to put it for me is like, I don't know what he's doing.
Well, that's the thing. No one knows. Like, no one knows what he's going to do now. That's what's so interesting. That's why he got so many subscribers recently. But like, really, if you really think about it, like, if he was as desperate as like Boogie, for instance, he would have filmed all of this. He wouldn't have been so modest. This was a very humble and modest thing to do. And then to come out and be like, haha, I got you. He deserves that. He absolutely deserves to gloat about it. Because, like, everyone fell for it. No one had an idea. No one knew this was going on. You think that would leak on the internet, but it didn't. Like, no one knew this was going on.
Because he's posting, like, almost what felt like daily updates.
Exactly.
Like, I'm still chubby.
He's genuinely a genius.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for him for that. I never really liked his channel, but, like, that doesn't mean, like, I can't compliment him. I think that was amazing.
Yeah.
But I just also don't fall for, like, his broad audience. Like, his broad audience pretty much, like, take every single one of his breakdown videos as to heart, And I just don't. I don't know. And that's not really because of, like, my insight or anything. It's just, like, I've seen enough people, like, break it down basically. Yeah, he's done this a bunch of times, like, it seems like it's a bit. And sure enough, it was. For most part, it was, at least. So yeah, it's crazy because, like, normally this would be like oh my gosh, like, I want to thank God, I want to thank my family, but now he's just like, nah, like, you were all pawns, basically. It's crazy.
Yeah, see, I just don't know if I want to give him that much credit of, like, the whole time I planned this out. And, like, that's what he's saying.
What else could you say about that, though? It kind of he literally did for 2 years, Caleb. He planned it out for 2 years.
I believe the 2 years part, but not the from the very beginning. This was all.
No, I never said that. I don't think he ever said that either. I'm saying at a certain point he had a realization. Like, I want to make a change. I don't think it was like, I'm going to keep doing this right. I think he always knew. Like, he was a skinny guy before who was really big on health stuff, and then he got fat because he realized it was getting him views. And then I think somewhere down the line, maybe he did have a few legitimate breakdowns, and he realized I do have to make a change. But he always had that, like, that mentality, that tenacity. Like, if I put my mind to it, I'm going to succeed.
Yeah.
He did it. Like, I don't think he ever at one point said, I can't do this. Or maybe, like, not in a literal sense, maybe passively, but not like an actual literal sense.
Yeah.
So no, I think he is a bit of a mastermind. Honestly.
A little bit. I think it's interesting how he decided to roll it out, where he just wakes up and we wake up and he's skinny. Obviously, for him, it was a big difference. Big difference for us.
And it wasn't even like, okay, if I did this for 2 years, like, maybe not me, but, like, okay, if you did this for 2 years, you would make a big production deal about
I
it.
would.
What did he do? He had a panda hat,
You're
and
right.
he took off he had a panda hat, and he took it off. He was like, "Whoa, surprise!" Like,
But that's the other thing. Like he could have done all these training videos, all these workout stuff, where he's like, "I'm down 10 pounds, I'm down 50." You know, that next week I'm down
he could
15.
have had drama with it. He could have gained weight back. He could have gone back and forth. Like, but he didn't.
That's what I would have done.
Exactly. So it's like he is kind of on a different level.
Yeah. I will say, I would agree with you
so
on that.
weird.
Yeah. I think the weight loss journey was planned. I think he planned, I'm just going to pull a rug out from everybody and be skinny. I think that part was planned.
Yeah.
But I still think it is crazy how he went about it. But I still think, like, you know, I think the weight gain was genuine and the breakdowns were genuine.
That part
stuff.
was.
Yeah.
Unless he also was like, man, wouldn't it be funny if I got like really big? Because again,
I just don't think it was that
his channel, I'm telling you, his content was so different before. And like, I think he made, judging by this behavior, if it's a pattern, you could argue that he had a conscious thought one time, like, wouldn't it be really amazing if I gained all this weight and then lost it? I honestly, that could have been a thought way back when. It may have changed. I don't think he kept it consistent the entire time, but I think that may have actually been a thought in his brain. Like, I'm going to get really fat. I'm going to, you know, like do these mukbangs, and then when all hope is lost, I'm going to lose it all. And if that was the case, then he has the strongest willpower I've ever heard, like ever seen. You know,
I mean, even if it was let's say it is a genuine, I'm going to lose 250 pounds. That takes so much. Yeah,
and we've seen actors do that for roles. You know, and he did like triple that, like crazy, dude.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I give him all the credit in the world.
I do give him. I still give him credit. Like whether it's fake or not, real, whatever. Like he still lost the weight.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's impressive. Like whether or not this whole situation was fake or not, the actual feat of losing nearly 300 pounds in 2 years is fantastic. Like good job. You know, I can't say that isn't a good job. You know, that's amazing. And it's paying off. Whatever the thought process was, whatever he's got planned next. However he came about this, it's working.
I think
people are watching.
I think it's very. I'm not saying anyone has done this yet, but I'm just going to go out and say I think it's very small brain for people to be like, "Oh, I'm glad he got healthy. He took the advice." Nah, dude, he was playing 4D chess. Like,
Right.
He didn't take your advice. He wasn't listening to you. He listened to his own advice. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, Concord. Are you you ready to talk about something else?
Oh wow, that conversation won't last. Apparently, if given history,
it'll last longer than the game did. Okay, what is Concord actually though? The gameplay wise, like what is it? It's a video game.
Correct.
Live service.
It's an arena shooter, basically just like Overwatch, but there's like a bunch of Overwatch copies right now. So there's a trend going on. Kind of like how Fortnite, everything became Battle Royale. Now everything's like a live service, arena shooter, like hero shooter is what they call it.
I just don't get why everyone's trying to rip off live service.
Because it's the easiest to make and it makes a lot of money if it's done
It hasn't though.
No, all I'm saying is it's kind of like it's a very simple, like easy, safe bet to make. Because regardless, it's almost like rip-off movies, you know, like you're guaranteed to make a little bit of money. Okay, horror movies is a better example. There's a billion bajillion horror movies are all the same, right? But you're guaranteed to make a little bit of money if it's live service, right?
Yeah.
So that's the idea, is that they just throw this on there and hope it works. And again, live service can take off and make millions and millions and millions. And it's like basically all they have to do is keep the servers up and it just keeps printing money. That's the least amount of effort, and the players do all the work.
But I keep seeing more flops than successes.
Yeah, but that's because people are getting sick of it and the trend's dying already.
Yeah.
Concord, I'm just going to say real quick, it's a very generic arena shooter. Heroes a big criticism is the heroes look very just like copy and pasted from like other properties. The story is practically non-existent.
Is there a story on this one?
Yeah, there's like a small, tiny little campaign.
More of a story than Overwatch had, I will say.
2, yeah. So it's also, it looks good. I will say, like, it looks decent. It looks like there's money behind it, but it's also a Sony property, so it's like, well, of course it's going to look good. But yeah, apparently a lot of people say that the gameplay is just too slow. I don't even know. Like, it doesn't even look that terrible of a game. It's just so generic
Yeah.
that people didn't even buy it. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, quote unquote, buy it. So most of these hero shooters are usually free to play, or free to play. I would say, like Overwatch 2 is free to play now. Even Concord costs. Do you know how much it costs?
I think it was 40.
$40.
Yeah.
$40 for a run of the mill hero shooter that you can get anywhere else for free.
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them to choose from. Why would you want to choose Concord? And that, I think, is what killed it. Now, I'll say kill it kind of loosely because they never actually stated before we get into it that this is a permanent decision.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that this is a temporary decision. But
so it's a temporary shutdown.
Yeah, because here's the thing. They would never recover their reputation if they said, yeah, we're actually just killing it. How could you come out and say we're killing this game?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Sony basically came out and said that, whoa, within 2 weeks, within 2 weeks of the game launching, we're going to be temporary, or we're going to be shutting the servers down, and then basically like we're going to regroup and talk about what to do with the property, because I think the player base wasn't even 4 digits.
Yeah, it was abysmal.
So small.
Yeah.
And
people couldn't find matches because nobody was playing it.
I think they only accumulated like $80,000 or something, or even less than that from the whole process. And that game cost like millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars.
See, even
60 million, I think.
Even a general run of the mill game that's a copy paste, like
it's
still,
going to
they're
be
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the manpower behind developing it, the delays, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But I think Moist went into it. He basically did the math. He was like, wow, they couldn't even keep their lights on with the amount of money they made back in the offices. They couldn't, they couldn't pay for the utilities with how little they made back. But Sony is just like a giant who's just like going to keep moving. They're just going to keep throwing this stuff out there. And I don't blame the developers at all. I mean, everyone's done blaming the developers. We all know where this is all going. Like, it's the crazy deadlines. It's the fact that not enough love or care went into it. It's just rush.
Yeah.
That's all they do now.
And they probably didn't. The games before they made Concord, they probably weren't even live service games. They were probably like super cool.
I haven't looked into the developers much, but yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, they probably made a really cool shark game that's like single player Sharky's Adventure, right? And it was really cool. It was like an RPG where you're underworld.
Are you trying to pitch me something right now?
Yeah.
Sharky's Adventure.
I'll get the Concord guys, get them to make something. But they probably made a really good single player game, and Sony was like, okay, cool. You're gonna make Concord.
No, please.
Yeah, you're gonna make this crazy game. I say crazy like this. You're gonna make a very boring game.
It's a death sentence.
Yeah,
in the industry, it is an actual death sentence to get put on these projects now.
Right. Back in the day, Shrek was considered the death project. If you pissed off somebody while working on the Prince of Egypt film, are you familiar with this?
What are you talking about?
So when the Prince of Egypt was made, they were making it, but then there were people that
also making Shrek.
Yeah, and those were people. It was the same studio. Is it DreamWorks? I think. Yeah. So if you pissed off the higher ups at DreamWorks, they sent you to go work on Shrek.
But Shrek is Shrek was more successful.
Yeah, it was accidental. You know what I mean? It was
crazy.
like oh no, I'm punishing you to go work in heaven while everyone else stays here and works on this.
Gotcha.
So I thought that was but it's in most instances though like this, it's a death sentence, like you said.
That's
like,
crazy.
They send you. Rock steady. It's like, hey, you're going to be working on the live service now. And then it kills the game and also kills the studio.
Yep.
Same with BioWare, Anthem. It's like, hey, you're put on Anthem. It's a live service.
And then what they do is they lay off all the developers, not the people who make the decisions. They lay off developers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're the one who told them to do this stuff.
That's how it is at companies. The CEOs, they get a raise and everybody else gets fired.
Yeah. Now, are you familiar with the TV show coming out, or I guess it's a short series or whatever, Secret Level?
Yeah.
Do you know that one of the games? So Secret Level is this anthology show basically coming out where every episode it's made by the same people who made Love, Death, and Robots. Really good team. They are basically every episode's going to be like a different game, right? 3 of those games are like basically commercials for games that people haven't played yet, and one of them was Concord. So there's actually an episode about Concord.
No way.
And people were like, "Are you canceling that?" They're like, "No, because we already made it and it was really expensive." So
Yeah.
that's going to be really interesting. But then like the developers basically say what they're probably going to do is go free to play, and they're probably going to revamp it and then like bring it back free to play model in like 6 months or something.
And then it's gonna die again after.
Well, I mean, like it's hard to die when you're free to play. You know, it's already
it's free for us. It's not free for them. The servers cost money. The
no,
skeleton crew.
I guarantee if it was free to play, they would have an okay player base.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason that was like the paywall, honestly, was the only thing that was killing this game. I think, other than putting the generic, it would have a basic fan base. I think if it was free to play, so they're guaranteed to make a little bit of money off of it, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But they're never going to make back, the money they spent on it for sure.
Yeah.
It's such a big, colossal failure to say, yeah, we're showing this game out in 2 weeks. And apparently they had physical copies. So like people who have physical copies, keep those. That's crazy history right there.
Yeah. I'd say somebody was really excited the day of. Like, I finally got my pre-order bonus.
That is the definitive. Mom, this isn't Overwatch.
Yeah. Yeah,
we have Overwatch at home.
They get beat into it. Yeah, so many companies are going under now. Okay, so leading into the next topic, Rocksteady.
Yeah,
like you mentioned, they just started laying off people.
Yeah,
they're not. Of course, they didn't lay off the head director who couldn't make decisions, like we heard about.
Right?
Did they lay off the guys at Warner Brothers? No. They laid off the developer, like a good chunk of developers.
Quality assurance.
Mm-hmm.
So they laid off their quality assurance team division.
Mm-hmm.
The quality assurance people, because that's going to go over well. Yeah, the guys who were testing to make sure the game wasn't super buggy or anything, like it's their fault that this game failed. Apparently,
yeah.
I mean, like it's probably not the mindset. It's probably like, well, we had to cut someone, and they're the easiest ones to cut because they're basically play testers. So it's like, yeah, of course they're gonna get the short end of the stick, but it still stings.
Yeah, and so it's like Rocksteady, again, not known for live services, and they're getting the axe. Now, I don't think this will kill the studio. I think eventually they will recover. But it's like it's such a major setback for them because, like, what are they going to work on next? Are they going to do Batman again? And I'm told they pitched a couple games. Like, they pitched a Robin with Damian Wayne, I think, and then they pitched a Superman game. And
that was a long time ago.
Long time ago, right? But then it's like, no, we're not going to do any of those. We're going to do this.
Actually think I think they're going to go to the way of Pandemic, and they're going to go to the way of BioWare. I think they're done.
Really?
Yeah.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
But they made so many good games in the past. One flop. BioWare's on their 5th flop right now.
You say one flop. This was not just a flop. This was the flop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, Concord's nothing compared to what Suicide Squad was. So, yeah, I think they're done, basically. Because here's the thing. It's not them. It's the people over them. Why would they? And they already said, like, the Warner Brothers were already like, no, even though we had a super successful single-player game based off one of our IPs with Harry Potter, we're still going to keep pursuing this stupid live service model.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want. They want to find the easiest moneymaker possible that takes the least amount of effort. Because it's just return on investment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, low effort and then high income. It's sort of like a high-risk, high-reward thing, but it's also like not super high risk because it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to make these. So, and they're going to keep going because here's the thing: Sony had theirs, they have theirs, they have Helldivers, and every company is just going to want to try to get the Helldivers or get an Overwatch.
Destiny,
even Overwatch lost. Because they with Overwatch 2, like the kind of not failure, but like the reception of Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Definitely like killed that.
Well, because it's Overwatch 1.
Exactly.
It's not Overwatch 2.
People aren't going to... You notice how companies... When was the last time you heard about a Battle Royale? A new Battle Royale.
Hold on. A new one?
Yes.
When they died out, I don't know, 2-3 years ago.
No, I mean, like, a company's like, oh, it's going to be a new Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
I think Call of Duty, Warzone. I think Warzone killed the rest of them. Like, there's no way anyone's ever going to compete with Warzone at this point or Fortnite. So, but before that, remember everyone was like, "This is a
Battle Royale.
a new single player game with a multiplayer with a battle royale." Where it's like 2,000 players. Like that's
Yeah.
all it was, and everyone was rolling their eyes, sick of it. Like, wow, how we gonna make DC battle royale? How are we gonna make Marvel battle royale? It was like all of this stuff. Good ideas, actually. It's just like all this crazy. Like we're done with it. We're sick of it. Well, that died. You don't see battle royales anymore. You just see these live service hero shooters now. Even Marvel made theirs. So it's Disney right there putting their fingers in the pot. And apparently that was somewhat successful. So yeah, it's just instant moneymakers. And it's going to keep going until the next trend comes. I don't know what the next one will be because this seems like bottom of the barrel,
But they just get worse. I don't want the next one to come.
It's going to be so. I don't think it's almost like inflation. It's never going to go all the way back to where everyone's going to make single player games again. Some people are, but like I think these big companies, that's just what they're going to focus on. When's the next live service?
Do you remember when the biggest worry was microtransactions?
Right, back with the horse armor thing. Yeah. Little did we know, freaking Bethesda isn't even like terrible about it, but they were the ones who pioneered it.
Yeah, pretty much. But now they shut up about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those were simpler times back in the day because now it's like, and then loot boxes. That was the one where it was like trend.
Yeah. Do you see loot boxes anymore? Not really.
No. Even Overwatch 2 doesn't have them.
Yeah,
because I played that and
it's just too full of controversy now. I believe there's a bill trying to be passed. I think it's actually going to Congress of video game preservation, where this is a problem we talked about before, where like a game will exist for a few years and then they'll kill the servers, and then the game you paid $60 on won't work anymore.
Yeah.
Basically, the bill is to prevent that. Basically, you have to keep the game in a somewhat functioning state.
No, that's pretty cool.
And I'm like, I like that, because that's good, because like then it will incentivize developers, I think, to really think about what they're putting out, not just garbage, because then it's like,
is this worth? We have to pay the minimum to keep it on.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's gonna hold them back a little bit. Maybe think a little harder about this stuff.
Because if are you gonna buy a whole house, if legally you have to keep the lights on legally, and like let's just say this house right here, $300 a month for electricity. There's a lot of people here,
right?
A lot of big TVs, a lot of big computers. So $300 a month for electricity, is it worth buying a whole house to just?
Now the difference is they have two choices: either keep it on forever, or make a offline version. And a lot of these games don't have offline versions, so they're gonna have to spend resources on that bare minimum. But they're still they're required to. They would be required to.
There'd be so many good games though, where it's like, oh, I don't have to be online anymore. I can just play the game.
Exactly.
I would love an offline mode for a lot of these.
Yep.
Imagine if Overwatch had an offline mode. There'd be some cool stuff you could do.
Yeah.
So Concord, fail, Rocksteady, layoffs. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
I'm worried about BioWare. I hope that by some miracle the Dragon Age is good. I don't think it will be, but
BioWare hasn't been BioWare for so long.
And it's like it's sad. But there's so many other good companies now that are coming to take their place. Like let's see.
Wukong.
Yeah, do you know anything about that game? My buddies keep trying to tell me to play it, but
basically it was like a very small developing team that like ramped up production, but they're based in China, and it's about Chinese mythology and history, and it like blew up overnight.
Yeah.
But it had a lot of following throughout the years. People thought it was gonna be a scam, that it wasn't real, and then it came out and it was real. And yeah, it's super successful.
I mean, that's cool. Or like stuff like that. So I said BioWare's about to die. But there's so many other cool things that are about to take its place. And then a bunch of like lead BioWare developers go start their own company and they do okay, or they do something cool, something neat.
I'm still on the indie train, honestly. I still love the indie games.
Oh, absolutely. I really think what was I going to say? What game was what game was I going to talk about? Oh, Mass Effect. I don't think Mass Effect's coming out. I just don't. I think Dragon Age is the last one before BioWare kicks the bucket.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna flop miserably, and then boom, it's done.
I have a hard time believing Witcher's gonna come out. Witcher 4 or the remake or whatever.
Was it the CD Projekt Red, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. They still.
I think they're gonna make Cyberpunk before they make Witcher. Cyberpunk became pretty successful when they revamped it.
But they still got the same developers there, don't they? From the Witcher games 1, 2, and 3, or maybe 2 and 3.
Maybe, I think so.
Yeah, as long as the developers are still there, I think it should be okay. But I don't know. That Cyberpunk was pretty bad when it released. You know, of course they fixed it later, but I don't like that.
A lot of people love it now.
I don't. But
I love it.
I don't like that model.
Okay. Would you rather a not good game? Eventually,
it wasn't good at all until later.
It became good.
I guess.
So what's the problem?
The problem is I bought it too early.
You pre-ordered it.
No, I bought it.
No, you pre-ordered it.
Yeah. I
years in advance.
4 years early.
Oh,
I hate that.
No, well, it is what it is, man.
No,
I'd rather them fix it than never do anything to it.
I hate these people.
Because here's the thing: that was probably a publisher thing.
I'm gonna take a page out of Nico's book, Avocado. I hate this channel.
Imagine the developers being like, "Oh wow, we actually have real time to work on this now," and they fixed it. I like that. I wish more games had that, but they don't. Like Redfall. Jeez Louise.
I wish they went back and fixed Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda.
I don't know I don't know where you would start with that. The direction, dude, it was the most boring game ever.
It wasn't the most boring game ever, but it was pretty boring. Do you remember? So did you play Andromeda?
Yes, I remember. I played like the tutorial mission where you become a master of the human race, from like lieutenant to master of the human race because your dad dies, I think. And then you're like, I paid for this game. And I was like, I'm going to give it a shot, right? It was probably like $2 at that point. I don't even think I bothered going to like the first planet. I was just like so uninvested. And like the combat wasn't like special or anything. And as soon as I realized...
Combat was better than the other games.
It's different. I don't think it was better.
I think it was the most fluid. I think Andromeda had the most fluid combat. The acrobatic, the aerial abilities, you can move around the best, I thought.
A little generic.
How dare you?
I like the Mass Effect combat.
Yeah.
It was more tactical, slower.
I don't think it was very tactical. Your enemies would come out of cover and run
It's a cover shooter.
They would come out of cover and run at you.
Well, yeah, if it was a Krogan or something.
I don't know. Andromeda had potential, but it was new BioWare. I had so many people talking about Anthem like, oh, this is real BioWare. You know?
No.
And I was very sad because I was like, I don't think so, dude. I don't think there is a real BioWare anymore. You know?
When I want to buy, I want to play the new Space Marine game. That looks super sick.
What's that one called?
Space Marine.
I want to play that new Space Marine 2 game that's coming out. What's that called? Space Marine 2.
2.
Stupid. God, I just said it, idiot.
That was super fun. I'm a huge Warhammer fan. So,
what about that Minecraft trailer? How'd you feel about that?
I'm a huge Warhammer fan.
Dude, that Warhammer, is it a video game or movie coming out?
Which one?
The 40. I saw Warhammer 40 something.
40K.
But I know it's a tabletop game. Space Marine 2. That's what you're talking about then?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I heard it looks really good.
No, it looks it had a really good reception.
So it just came out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a Warhammer fan.
Have you like tried it at all? Not the board game. I don't play the board game.
Oh, so no, because I just know I'll get into it. And I know it's going to take up the rest of my life.
It is probably my favorite sci-fi.
I'm trying to focus on my wife, and I know I won't be able to.
It is such amazing lore, dude.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Okay, so you're playing Space Marine 2 right now?
Good stuff, man.
That's good.
It's super sick.
But the Minecraft movie trailer,
gosh darn it. Okay, fine. Let's talk about Fat Steve.
Yeah. He's like old. No, I said this in my video. I love Jack Black. I do, but what is up with this?
Okay, I told Caleb this because Caleb basically told me that the Russell Crowe is the disease, you know, for every multiverse movie or not a shared universe movie.
Yeah.
Franchise, whatever. Well, Jack Black is like the new poison for like anything, kids movies or like PG-13 movies. Like
poison,
dude. No, like he's not good anymore, dude.
Yes, he is. How dare you?
Why is he picking all these bad movies? I think he's desperate, dude. I think he's desperate.
He said he was retired. That's the problem.
I think he's on the run, dude.
Dude, Super Mario Bros. Came out like 2 years ago.
He's trying to dodge the FBI or CIA, actually.
But those were fun movies. At least just that one. I liked him in Jumanji. Did you see Jumanji? Hey, kitty.
Feels like it was a while ago.
It was a while ago, but you don't lose your edge in 5 years.
Talking about the hearing. Nick Avocado disagrees. He should gain his edge.
He got his edge back.
He gained his edge. Yeah. If you could gain it, you can lose it in that amount of time. No, I think he's picking like every role now. And I think, hey, Command 4 didn't do too good. Borderlands was, again, quote unquote, worst movie of the year. And then right after that, the Minecraft trailer drops. And what do people make fun of the most? It's Jack Black.
But why is he in all these video game adaptations now?
I don't know. But again, because I really don't know. Maybe there's easy money in it, but
okay. So that everything about that trailer though was so wrong.
Yeah,
like wrong.
It was. It was going to be hard. I have a thought about it after we talk about it of like how I think it could have been right. But yeah, tell me how it was wrong.
Well, actually, before I get to that, because I'm confused, you said it could have been good. I disagree.
No, I think it could have been good.
But if it was fully animated, is that your thing?
Not just that. That's like everyone's like, oh, they should have made it. I get it, but like, what else? You can't make that a movie. You know, like what's actually gonna be a movie about it? I'll tell you about it in a sec. I'll pitch you the idea of the movie. Okay, I'll pitch you it to you.
All right. Apparently, this is gonna be really good.
Yeah. We're gonna make millions, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, the very first thing was there's real people in it. Okay, so we're still going the route, and this drives me crazy. We're still going the route of I'm a real person, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, and I got sucked into a video game world.
No, there's a portal in a manhole in New York City.
Yeah. So why are we still doing that? That are you talking about dying trends? That died in the 90s. You know, that part I don't get.
Sure,
it's like we're still going that route. Forget the fully animated thing. You could have done like one kid who's playing Minecraft and gets sucked in, and he's doing now. He's Steve. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
But I'm just like, I don't know what the thinking was. Like they got like 5 or 6 weird people that look nothing alike. They don't look like friends.
Dude, live action, like it doesn't even matter what celebrities now. If they're like a celebrity who did anything remotely close to like a kid movie one time, like. Kids eat that up.
But there's like Jason Momoa. He's a real actor. What's he doing in this?
No.
And Jack Black's a real actor too. But like you said, he seems to be in a point in his life where he's picking everything. You know what I mean?
Jason doesn't have Aquaman anymore, so.
But he has Dune. He has.
No, he died in the first movie.
I know that. I'm just saying, like people still pick him for real roles.
Sure.
Why are we doing this? Why is he in?
He might be forgiven for his sins here.
Who's he playing?
I don't know.
He's not playing Steve.
He's playing Pink. I don't know. He's wearing this really weird costume. I don't understand the context.
Yeah, so that's a wig, right? That he's wearing?
Dude, I was so confused.
It doesn't look natural.
I actually felt like I was on drugs. I've never done drugs before, but I actually felt like I was just like, what?
Yeah, so you have not tried drugs because that's not what it felt like. I did not feel like I was in the Minecraft movie.
Well, I have this habit of like waking up at like 2 a.m. and watching YouTube. And then like usually the first things that come up, I'm like, am I actually dreaming this?
Did I not wake up?
Yeah, this is not good stuff.
The next thing they decided to highlight was the terrifying animals in this so-called Minecraft world.
Oh yeah, they held on one shot in particular towards the end.
Yeah,
because that was gonna be so funny, dude.
What animal is that? I didn't recognize that.
Llama?
A llama. Because in my day in Minecraft, and this was a long time ago.
Oh yes,
it was pig, sheep,
and cow,
and chicken.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. It was 4 basic. Like they added the horse.
Later.
They added the saddle before they added the horse. You know what I mean?
I think the wolf was like probably like the first big like, oh my gosh, like
yeah,
a new animal.
You're right. They did. My version had wolves in it.
Yeah.
So they added like all this stuff you could do. They added like I said, they added the saddle, they added all this stuff before horse was even in the game.
Wouldn't it have been funnier if it was like if they just looked like they did in the game? I don't know. Like they don't look blocky.
That would have been hilarious.
They just kind of look like pin cushions, you know?
There's a really good video in my head of Jason Momoa walking up. What is that? And it's like how the cows used to look in the game. It's just staring at him.
He's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Not like, this is so majestic. What an amazing world we're in. And they don't move like they do in the game. They again, this is like a ripoff of the Mario movie. I think it looks
or the Angry Birds film.
Yeah, it looks just like those films. And if you know those films, if you've seen even a trailer, you know exactly what this film looks like.
Right.
It's just same garbage over and over again. And then at the very end, they hold on the llamas screaming because kids love llamas screaming. Yes.
Terrifying, scary llamas screaming at your face. Kids love that.
And then at the very tail, or not the very tail end, but like towards the end, just Jack Black drops out of the sky.
Yeah.
He's wearing the shirt. That's it.
Apparently, that's all it takes.
And he says, they're like, who are you? Because I'm asking, who are you? And he's like, I'm Steve. It's like, well, we would not have known that, sir, if you didn't say it. Like, that.
But they took it so seriously. They zoomed in.
They did the zoom. They did this long pause.
Yep.
I'm Steve. Another long pause. And then, huh? Minecraft.
That music, too.
Oh, geez, Louise.
I didn't feel like I was in a Minecraft film.
Okay. This kind of leads into my counter argument. Not counter argument, but like my counter pitch. The music and the ambience of Minecraft is probably my favorite part about the game. And it always has been. I love the idea, especially if you're in single player. That's how I always played it. So that's always what I like about it. I don't know if the last time you've ever just like walked around and chilled out, not have a big goal in mind, not put a bunch of mods on it, just like walk around in Minecraft and just like explore. And then the chilling kind of eerie / whimsical music plays, like it's very melancholy at times. And you're just experiencing it, you kind of just like get lost. You generally get lost in it. If you really focus, if you really like turn off the world, it's kind of like enchanting in a way. I feel like that could have been this movie, something a little bit softer, a little bit smarter, just like slower, about Steve or whoever it may, not Jack Black, whoever it be, like just lives in the world. I don't know. Like you can't get that with kids' movies, unfortunately. They have to be bouncy, they have to be loud, they have to be obnoxious, and they have to have a whole bunch of celebrities everyone realizes. But I'm like, just the essence of Minecraft is right there. Just whatever you want to make, like whatever you want to do, and it's just you living in this world. Like something a lot slower than that. And the music could have sold it,
Yeah.
Because the music is never bombastic and loud, and it's always super personal. That's always what I liked about it.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I didn't know this movie was coming out. I kind of put it like there's a bunch of video game adaptations that were announced a while back that they just never did. You know what I mean?
Like the Sly Cooper movie.
Sly Cooper movie.
Do you know the story about that?
No.
Apparently, that was a tech demo that was accidentally advertised as a movie. Like at the very end, it says coming in theaters. Apparently, no one knew that people put that in there. Yeah, essentially, like. The actors who were playing the characters, they got approached because like there's nothing known about this movie for a while. And sorry for the tangent, it's a really funny story that no one really knows. So Sly Cooper got shown as a trailer, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it looks amazing!" It was around the same time Ratchet and Clank came out at the movie, and then like no one heard anything for like a couple years, and then like some journalists approached the guy who was playing Sly. It was like, or the director, and he was like, "Hey, it's like when's the movie coming out?" He's like, "Oh, I hope they make that." I was never asked about it. He was like, "I was never asked to like direct a film. We just directed like that one little set piece." And then it was like a potential, like maybe this is kind of just like to sell things. They're like, "Well, why did it say like coming in the theaters?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." And no one knew why. Basically, it was like a glitch, like someone
accidentally put it in there. And
the marketing team just accidentally put that in there, I guess. But it was never intended to actually be like a film, which is like so crazy.
So it was like a really good short film.
Yeah, pretty much.
And everybody's like, "That looks awesome."
They were like, if people like this enough, we'll maybe make this a movie. That's all it was.
But they did like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then they're like, "Oh yeah, we forgot how we did that."
Yeah. It said only in theaters. Who said that?
I didn't.
I didn't write that.
I kind of wish Minecraft got the stream.
Well, so what I was saying earlier, so like the Mass Effect movie, they announced like a Mass Effect film that just never happened.
There was a movie?
They were supposed to be.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so they announced a Mass Effect film. They hired writers, right? And then it had a release date of 2013. That's what it said on IMDb at least. And then 2013 came and went, and IMDb updated the page to just put question marks on the release date. And I was like, and then I never heard a word about it ever again.
That's
and
unfortunate.
it was a movie I was really excited for. But then again, I don't know why I was excited for it, because there's no way in hell it would have been good.
What if they did like a pick your own adventure? Like they come out with like 5 movies at once, and you go see like whatever.
If you want Shepard to go left or to go right, grab a large popcorn right now to go right. Grab a large icy to go left.
we're joking, but there are like been crazier things than that have been pitched before.
Yeah, for sure. I'd pay for that. I'm so into Mass Effect that I would have paid for that.
That's so funny.
I love. There's some games that no matter what they do, I would pay for it.
Oh yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1 right now, I play so much of that I bought all the microtransactions that I wanted for
Part
it.
of the problem.
I know. For that game.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch videos that are like, MK1 sucks, why do they keep doing this? I'll tell you why they keep doing it. Because I keep buying it for him.
You need to make some videos then of like you buying the microtransaction and be like, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this.
I should do that because I do. I buy every single thing that happens.
You mukbang the microtransactions.
I can't keep doing this. I'm playing as Shang Tsung from Mortal.
I hate Shaps. I hate the podcast.
I'm mukbanging MK1 content. Fatality.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, that should be it for this episode. Next week we are covering Harry Potter Book 6, long awaited, long overdue. I did this for you guys because I'm not gonna lie, I just did this for Toodles. I've been pushing Shaps to read the book forever, and he finally did it.
Yeah.
So fantastic. All right, that's it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed. I was jumping around. There was a lot of news that happened in the span of 2 weeks that we just had to get to talking about. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I think we will see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.